All right, everyone, welcome back to Talk Tickers. Today we are going to be diving into VCI Properties Q4 and full year 2024 earnings call.
It's a really fascinating call, I think. Yeah, and we're going to break down not just the numbers themselves, we're going to look at the bigger picture. What do they tell us about VCI's strategic moves, and how are they capitalizing on this idea that people just are always hungry for experiences that seems like it never really fades?
Right. No, that's so true.
Yeah.
So jumping right into the numbers, VCI's net income for the quarter came in at $338.2 million, up slightly year over year. AFO per share landed at 3.57 cents, a 3.6% increase. And for the full year, AFFO per share hit $2.26, a jump of 5.1%. Pretty solid, especially in today's economy, right?
Yeah, those are really impressive numbers. And I think what's particularly interesting is why those numbers are so strong. It all comes back to their super efficient triple net lease model. Now, I know not everyone listening is a real estate expert, so just a quick reminder. A triple net lease basically means the tenant handles most of the operating expenses. This keeps VCI's margins nice and healthy, and their general and administrative costs are unbelievably low, not just compared to similar REITs, but like across the entire REIT landscape. This efficiency gives them the flexibility to reinvest in some pretty exciting growth opportunities.
Interesting. I see. So that explains how they managed to fund those massive projects we keep hearing about. Speaking of which, VCI's just announced this new partnership. They're working with Kane International and Eldridge Industries to back the One Beverly Hills project.
Yeah.
This is a mind-blowing development with luxury written all over it.
Yeah. I think this partnership is a real signal, It reveals something crucial about their overall strategy. They're not just content with owning casinos anymore. They want to move into this whole world of high-end experiential ventures. And I think that's a really, really smart move.
Okay, hold on. I need some details here. What exactly is One Beverly Hills? Paint me a picture. Help me understand what we're talking about.
All right, so picture this. 17 acres of prime Beverly Hills real estate, right next to the legendary Beverly Hilton. We're talking an Aman hotel, and I mean ultra luxury, folks. We're talking a wellness spa that's fit for royalty, a private club that probably has a waiting list already. And get this, 2 residential towers, and they're giving the Beverly Hilton itself a complete makeover. This is going to be a total game changer for the whole area.
Wow, Aman Hotel. Those are known for their sky-high prices, right? Even compared to those super extravagant places you find in Vegas. It makes you wonder if they can really stand out in the city that's already just overflowing with luxury.
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, right?
Mm-hmm.
But VCI seems to be betting on the power of the Aman brand. They want to attract a global clientele, people who are willing to pay a premium for truly exclusive experiences. And remember, this partnership, this isn't just a one-off thing. This is about tapping into a whole pipeline of opportunities. These opportunities span the globe. They reach far beyond Beverly Hills.
And I mean, it makes sense that they're going all in on experiences, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're constantly bombarded with stuff all the time, but a truly unique experience, that's something that sticks with you.
Yeah, for sure. And they seem to recognize that they're not just investing in buildings, they're investing in memories, in those moments that people cherish, right? And they're choosing their partners carefully too. I mean, Kane and Eldridge, they have a proven track record, right? They know how to develop these really high quality, unforgettable experiences.
Yeah, it feels like they're playing the long game, right? They're not just after a quick profit. They're building a real foundation for sustained growth. That's got to be reassuring for investors.
Absolutely. It's like they're laying the groundwork for a future where experiences are really the ultimate luxury, and that's a future that I'm really excited to see unfold.
Me too. All right, so we've covered the big flashy partnership, but what about their existing casino portfolio? What's going on over there? What did they say on the call?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So John Payne, VCI's president and COO, he spoke about their ongoing investments. They're continuing to pour money into the Venetian. They're sprucing up several other properties. And they're also riding high on those record-breaking tourism numbers we're seeing in Vegas. They're not neglecting their core business at all.
Got it. So kind of hedging their bets, keeping their core strong while they venture into this new territory. Speaking of bets, any whispers on the call about any casino mergers and acquisitions? I feel like that's always a hot topic.
It's been pretty quiet on that front. Payne actually addressed it directly. He seemed to suggest that it's partly due to how well casinos have been doing, especially in Vegas.
Yeah.
If operators are racking up record profits, they're probably less inclined to sell, right? They'd rather reinvest those profits into their own growth.
Right, totally. But what does that mean for a company like VCI, whose whole model is based on owning those properties.
Well, I think it means they have to be more proactive, more creative in seeking out new opportunities. They can't just wait for the phone to ring, you know?
Makes sense. It sounds like they're already doing that. This
Yeah.
partnership, their focus on international expansion, it all suggests they're not afraid to think outside the box.
Exactly. They're not just reacting to the market, they're trying to shape it. And that's a powerful position to be in.
Okay. Let's shift gears a bit and talk about the nitty-gritty of VCI's financials. David Kiesk, their CFO, he spent a lot of time talking about their balance sheet. What were the key takeaways there?
So he kind of took us on a journey. He started with their early days back in 2017. They were saddled with a mountain of debt, you know. Fast forward to today, and they've got investment grade credit ratings from all three major agencies. That is a monumental turnaround. Really speaks volumes about their commitment to financial discipline.
Wow, from debt-ridden to investment grade in what, just a few years? That's really impressive. What does that mean for their future prospects?
It's huge. It opens up so many possibilities. They can access cheaper capital, fuel more growth, and potentially deliver even better returns to investors. It's like leveling up in the financial world, you know?
So it's not all about those fancy developments and the partnerships. Their underlying financial strength is a key part of the story. It's the engine that drives everything.
Absolutely. Strong balance sheet is like the foundation. It gives them the flexibility to seize those opportunities and weather any economic storms, right?
Right. It's so easy to get caught up in the hype and forget about those fundamentals,
Yeah.
you know. But VCI is clearly not making that mistake.
No, definitely not. It's what makes them so interesting to follow, I think.
Okay, before we move on to part two of this deep dive, was there anything else from the call that you thought was really interesting or that you think our listeners should know?
Yeah, there was this really fascinating discussion about how they balance funding development projects versus straight up acquisitions and how that impacts their portfolio, the recurring nature of their income. It's kind of a balancing act.
Wait, explain that a little more. Why is that balance so important?
Well, when they fund a development project, that capital is tied up for a while, right? But then it eventually comes back. It's not a permanent investment like when you just buy a property outright.
Yeah,
So it creates a unique set of, considerations.
I see. So how are they approaching that? How do they make sure they're not left empty-handed when that funding comes back?
They're really focusing on building strong relationships with developers like Kane and Eldridge. The idea is that as the capital comes back, they can roll it into new projects within those partnerships. It's a way to create this kind of sustainable pipeline of investment opportunities.
So it's less about these one-off deals and more about these long-term collaborations that just keep things moving.
Exactly. And it fits perfectly with their focus on, the experiential sector where you're constantly seeing new and innovative developments popping up. They got to stay ahead of the curve.
Right. It sounds like they're thinking strategically, planning for the future, and adapting to the changing real estate world. It's pretty fascinating stuff.
It really is. They're a company that's not afraid to evolve, and I
Mhm.
think that's what makes them so compelling.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back in part two, we're going to break down this partnership even further. We'll look at the potential risks and rewards and what it all means for VCI's future. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Talk Tickers.
All right, so as promised, we're diving deeper into VCI Properties' new partnership with the Kane International and Eldridge Industries. This really is a big move for VCI, right?
It is. It is. It signals their expansion beyond just those traditional casinos. It shows they're ready to jump into the wider world of, experiential real estate. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah. So let's start with the basics. Who are these partners? Kane International, Eldridge Industries, fill us in. Who are these guys?
Okay, so Kane International, they're global. They do real estate investment and development. Their portfolio is pretty diverse. Hotels, residences, even some office space. They have a knack for finding those unique properties, in those prime locations.
Okay. And what about Eldridge? What's their deal?
They're an investment firm,
Yeah.
but a really diverse portfolio. Media, sports, real estate, you name it. They're probably involved in it. They're known for their long-term investment approach and their ability to spot those emerging trends that maybe other people haven't caught on to yet.
Mm-hmm. So together, they bring a lot of experience and expertise to this partnership. It's like a real estate dream team.
Right. And their track record, I mean, it speaks for itself, right? They're not afraid to take risks, calculated risks, of course,
Yeah.
but they're always pushing the boundaries, especially when it comes to creating these experiences.
Yeah. And this partnership, it's kicking off in a big way with that One Beverly Hills project. Can you remind us again what that development is all about?
Yeah, for sure. So One Beverly Hills, it's set to become like a major landmark. And in one of the most, exclusive zip codes in the world. Imagine this. Over 17 acres transformed into this like luxurious oasis. You've got the Aman Hotel residences that will probably cost like more than a small country, a wellness spa, a private club, high-end retail, and even, get this, sprawling botanical gardens. They're really going all out.
That's incredible. So what exactly is VCI's role in all of this? Are they just writing a big check, or are they more hands-on?
Well, they're putting their money where their mouth is, that's for sure. VCI is providing $300 million in financing for the project. It's a strategic investment. It gives them a piece of this high-profile development, and it really puts them side by side with these partners who, share their vision for this whole future of experiential real estate.
Okay, so they're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk.
Exactly. It's a real tangible commitment,
Hmm.
to the partnership and to what it could become.
Let's talk a little bit about the Aman brand. That's kind of the anchor for this whole development, right? What makes Avan so special? Why is VICI betting so big on them?
Avan is, they're synonymous with luxury, with exclusivity. Their hotels and resorts, they're known all over the world, right?
Hmm.
For their service, the design, that attention to detail, it's like unparalleled. They cater to a global clientele who demand the best, and they're willing to pay for it.
So this is like next level luxury, the kind of stuff most people can only dream of.
Exactly. Manmon Properties, they command some of the highest room rates in the world. And they have this like loyal following of travelers, people who are willing to pay a premium for these like extraordinary experiences. We're talking people who fly private, have personal shoppers, probably own their own islands.
It's definitely a bold move for Van IKI to venture into this world of, the ultra wealthy. What do you think their strategy is here?
I think, it's about diversification. They're tapping into a whole new segment of the market, and one that's, less affected by the typical like economic ups and downs. The ultra luxury sector, it tends to hold its value even during, recessions. The wealthiest individuals are just less impacted by those headwinds.
So it's a smart hedge against like potential volatility in the market.
Right. And by partnering with Aman, VCI is like aligning themselves with a brand that's instantly recognizable. It's a leader in luxury and exclusivity. It instantly elevates their profile.
Right. But there's more to this partnership than just One Beverly Hills, right? What else is on the horizon for them?
Yeah, this is just the beginning, I think. So they signed a letter of intent to collaborate on future experiential investment opportunities. So think a pipeline of potential projects and across a bunch of sectors like hospitality, entertainment, wellness, recreation. It's a pretty broad scope.
Wow. This is like just the tip of the iceberg, it sounds like. VCI has some pretty ambitious plans, huh?
Definitely. They're aiming to be like a major player in this whole evolving landscape of experiential real estate. They're not just investing in buildings, they're investing in the future of how people, live, work, and play.
It's a fascinating development for sure. They're thinking long term, and they're really positioning themselves to capitalize on this growing demand for these unique and memorable experiences.
Exactly. It's they're investing in the experiences that those buildings, those bricks and mortar can provide.
Okay, I'm curious. What are some of the potential challenges VCI might run into as they move into this new territory? It can't all be smooth sailing, right?
Of course not. Of course not. I think one key challenge is going to be maintaining their discipline, their discipline when it comes to underwriting and capital allocation. It's easy to like get swept up in the excitement of these big projects. They have to make sure that each opportunity really fits with their strategy, with their risk tolerance. Does it make sense for them?
So don't let the allure of the shiny new development, cloud their judgment.
Yeah, for sure. Another potential challenge is just the complexity, right? These are larger scale mixed use developments. One Beverly Hills it's a massive undertaking, A lot of moving parts, lots of stakeholders. VCI needs to really leverage their expertise and work closely with their partners to make sure everything, runs smoothly.
And of course, there's always the risk that, demand for this ultra luxury stuff could soften, especially if we see like a major economic downturn.
Yeah, that's true. The ultra luxury sector, it tends to be more resilient, but it's not, completely immune to those economic forces. VCI needs to be aware of that and make sure their investments are diversified enough to weather, any potential storms.
Right. Sounds like VCI is like entering a new era, one that's like full of opportunity, but also, potential risks.
Exactly. It's exciting for them and for their investors, I think. They're really pushing the boundaries of what a REIT can be. They're committed to growth and innovation.
Speaking of growth, how does this partnership with Kane International and Eldridge Industries fit into like their overall growth strategy? Is this a one-off or is this like part of a bigger plan?
It's definitely a key piece of the puzzle. VCI has laid out this, multi-pronged growth strategy. They want to expand their relationships with their existing tenants, pursue new acquisitions, explore international markets. This partnership really touches on all of those.
So it really checks a lot of boxes for them.
It does. It does. It strengthens those relationships with these key players in gaming and entertainment. It gives them access to this whole pipeline of potential acquisitions, and it opens up those doors for international expansion, through Kane and Eldridge's global network.
So it sounds like a win-win for everyone involved.
Yeah.
But, let's be realistic for a second. Are there any like potential downsides to this partnership? Anything that, investors should be aware of?
I mean, on the surface, it looks like a fantastic deal, but it is still early, right? Only time will tell how successful it'll be in the long run. And I think it's important to remember even the most, promising ventures carry some degree of risk.
Right. Right. You can't predict everything. And the market can change, like in an instant.
Exactly. But VCI, they have this history of making smart strategic decisions. And it seems like they're approaching this with the same, level of care and diligence they've shown in the past.
Okay. Let's dig a little deeper into the rationale behind their move beyond traditional casinos.
Yeah.
Why diversify now? And why specifically into experiential real estate? What's driving this shift?
There are a few reasons, I think. The gaming industry, it's changing. We're seeing a move away from those old school casinos, and it's more towards these like integrated resorts, right? They offer a wider range of experiences: entertainment, fine dining, shopping, nightlife. It's about creating a whole destination.
So it's not just about gambling anymore.
Exactly. Consumers, especially younger generations, they're looking for more. They want immersive, engaging experiences. They want to be entertained. They want to, dine in style. They want to socialize, and they want to do it all in one place.
And it seems like VCI is recognizing this and adapting.
Absolutely. This move shows they understand that the future of gaming, it lies in creating these destinations that offer all these attractions, all these experiences that go beyond just gambling.
Right. It's like those integrated resorts you see in like Vegas and Macau, right?
Exactly. They've been successful because they've blurred those lines between gaming and entertainment. They've created destinations that appeal to a much wider audience.
And VCI seems to be bringing that same concept to a broader market.
Right. They're taking their expertise in gaming real estate and applying it to this wider range of properties, of experiences.
And this shift toward experiential real estate, it's not just about the gaming industry, right? This is happening everywhere.
You're absolutely right. We're seeing it in retail and hospitality and office spaces, even residential developments. It's across the board.
So it's really not just about casinos anymore. It's about creating those destinations, those places that offer something unique, something memorable. It's happening everywhere.
Exactly. Consumers are they're looking for more, right? They want experience they can't get at home. They want to be wowed, entertained. They want to make memories.
And VCI is betting that this trend is here to stay, even if the economy takes a hit.
It's a calculated gamble, but it's not like they're alone in this. A lot of developers, investors, they're recognizing the potential of experiential real estate. And they're putting their money where their mouth is. They're investing in these projects.
It's an exciting time for the industry, that's for sure. But it's also challenging, right? What do you think is going to separate the winners from the losers in this new landscape?
The companies that can adapt, that can innovate, those are the ones that are going to thrive. Those who just cling to the old ways, they're going to have a tough time keeping up.
So it's all about flexibility, about embracing change, about being willing to try new things.
Absolutely. The companies that are willing to push the boundaries, to experiment, to create those truly unique experiences, those are the ones that are going to, capture the attention and the loyalty of consumers.
All right. Time for our This Is Not Financial Advice segment. Let's put on our speculation hats and come up with an outrageous but plausible trade idea based on what we've learned about VCI today.
All right, I'm game. Let's get creative.
Remember that cruise line idea we talked about earlier? What if VSI took their expertise in hospitality to the high seas, right? And partnered with like a major cruise line to develop like super luxury ports of call around the world.
Ooh, I like where you're going with this. Imagine, like, private islands, exclusive resorts, like a whole new level of vacation experience tailored to those ultra luxury travelers. It'd be like Aman resorts, but on the ocean.
Right. And who better to partner with than Aman, right? They could bring that unmatched luxury, that exclusivity, create destinations that are like truly one of a kind.
Now you're talking. That would be a game changer for the cruise industry, right? It would attract this whole new segment of, travelers who are looking for something different, something beyond that typical cruise experience.
VSI could use their financial strength, their relationships to make this happen.
And they could even incorporate, elements of gaming, of entertainment into these ports of call. It would be a truly like integrated, immersive experience.
It's a long shot, I know. But hey, stranger things have happened, right?
And that is why we call it, This is Not Financial Advice.
All right. That wraps up our deep dive into VCI Properties. They're a company that's clearly not afraid to, push those boundaries, redefine what's possible in the world of real estate.
Yeah, from their, strong financials to their bold moves, they're definitely a company to watch in the coming years.
Thanks for joining us on Talk Tickers. Until next time, remember to, always do your own research and never take our crazy trade ideas too seriously. All right, welcome back to Talk Tickers. We spent the last two parts really digging into VCI Properties' latest moves, right? Their earnings, that fascinating new partnership. It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah, for sure. And I think what's really striking is that they're not just, sitting back watching the trends go by. They're actively shaping their place in this whole world of, experiential real estate. It's pretty impressive.
It is. So let's zoom out a little bit. Look at the bigger picture here. What does VCI's like entry into this sector mean for the gaming and entertainment industry as a whole? Like, how do you see this impacting things?
Well, I think it signals a much broader trend, right? The
Yeah.
lines between like gaming, hospitality, entertainment, they're blurring. It's not so clear cut anymore.
So it's not enough to just offer like, slot machines and poker tables anymore.
Exactly. Consumers, especially I think younger generations, they're not looking for that traditional casino experience anymore. They want something more, something immersive, multifaceted. They want to be entertained, they want to eat well, they want to socialize, they want to like do it all in one place.
It sounds like VCI is recognizing this shift and adapting their strategy, right? They're not just stuck in the old ways of doing things.
Exactly. This move into experiential real estate, it shows that they understand that the future of gaming, it's about creating destinations, places that offer this diverse range of attractions and experiences that go beyond just, the gambling aspect.
It's almost like they're taking a page from those integrated resorts we see in Vegas, in Macau, right?
But that's a great comparison. I mean, those resorts, they've been so successful because they've done just that. Blurred those lines, they've created destinations that appeal to a much, much wider audience.
And it seems like VCI, they're taking that concept and bringing it to a much broader market.
Exactly. They're taking their expertise, that knowledge of, gaming real estate, and they're applying it to a wider range of properties, a wider range of experiences.
And this shift towards experiential real estate, it's not just about the gaming industry, right? I mean, this is something we're seeing like everywhere.
Absolutely. We're seeing it in retail, hospitality, even office spaces, residential developments. It's impacting everything.
So it's really not just about casinos anymore. It's about creating destinations, these places that offer something unique, something you can't get anywhere else. It's a pretty widespread trend.
It is. And I think it's driven by this consumer desire for more, for experiences they can't replicate at home. People want to be, wowed, entertained. They want to create memories.
And VCI is betting that this trend will continue, even if, the economy throws us some curveballs, even if things get a little shaky.
It's a calculated gamble for sure, but they're not alone. A lot of developers, investors, they're all seeing this potential in experiential real estate, and they're putting their money behind it.
Yeah, it's definitely an exciting time for the industry, full of challenges and opportunities. What do you think will separate like the winners from the losers in this new landscape? Like, what will make some companies thrive while others struggle?
I think the companies that can adapt, that can innovate, those are the ones that are going to really thrive. The ones that just, cling to the old ways of doing things, they're probably going to have a tougher time keeping up.
So flexibility, willingness to embrace change,
Yeah.
that's going to be key.
Absolutely, absolutely. The companies that are willing to push boundaries, to experiment, to create those truly unique experiences, those are the ones that are going to capture the attention of consumers. They're going to build that loyalty.
Right, right. Okay. It's time for our this is not financial advice segment. Let's put on our speculative hats for a minute. Let's
Yeah.
brainstorm an outrageous but plausible trade idea.
Mhm.
Based on everything we've learned about VCI today.
Ooh, okay. I'm game for that.
Yeah.
Let's get those creative juices flowing.
Remember that cruise line idea we were tossing around earlier? What if VCI took their expertise in hospitality, right?
Mm.
And they partnered with like a major cruise line, but to develop like ultra luxury ports of call around the world?
Oh, I love that. I mean, imagine like private islands, exclusive resorts, a whole new level of luxury vacation experience, right? Tailored to that ultra luxury traveler. It'd be like Aman Resorts meets the open ocean.
Exactly, exactly. And who better to partner with on this than Alma?
Yeah.
I mean, they could bring that unmatched brand of luxury, that exclusivity, create destinations that are truly one of a kind.
Now you're talking. That would be a complete game changer for the cruise industry, I think. It would attract this whole new segment of travelers, people who are, looking for something different, something beyond the typical cruise experience.
And VCI, they could leverage their financial strength, their relationships in gaming and entertainment to make this a reality.
Yeah. And they could even incorporate elements of gaming, of entertainment into these ports of call, create a truly integrated, immersive experience.
I know, it's a long shot. But hey, stranger things have happened in the world of business.
And that's why we call it, this is not financial advice, folks.
All right, that wraps up our deep dive into VCI Properties, a company that's clearly not afraid to push those boundaries, to redefine what's possible in the real estate world.
Yeah. From their strong financials to those bold strategic moves, they're definitely a company to keep an eye on in the coming years.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us on Talk Tickers. Until next time, remember to always do your own research and never take our crazy trade ideas too seriously.